To be joined now by General Jack Keane, who's a retired four-star general, served as the vice chief of the staff of the Army, and is now a Fox News military analyst. Has been to the region, to Afghanistan, many times during the course of this war. General, welcome. Good to have you here.
Good to see you, Martha.
What was your reaction when you heard that testimony?
Well, I strongly suspected that. I mean, I felt rather sincerely that this is a very unfortunate decision, that it certainly had arrogance in it, because dismissing the recommendations of General Petraeus and his commanders. And after all, you know, Petraeus is the general that turned around the war in Iraq. He's the general that took his subordinate's position in Afghanistan and put in play the president's counterinsurgency plan some 18 months ago. He fundamentally turned the war around to our favor, and pulling the troops out now undermines those gains that have been made.
Well, what does it tell us about there's really an overhaul of the command and the structure and the way that this war has been carried out, because we had Petraeus and Gates, who had been held over from the Bush administration, and then there was an opportunity to make Petraeus the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff that was passed over. He's now going to go to CIA. You know, what does this tell us about President Obama's stamp on the war in Afghanistan and how likely we are to succeed or fail?
Well, I think what the president's trying to do is do a half measure but still win. I mean, that's the calculated risk that he's taken here.
Can you do that?
My judgment is the risk is far too great. And here's why the decision is also reckless, Martha. Because he's fundamentally asking our troops to do more with less. The less is 30,000 less troops. And what does that mean? That actually means more casualties. And that's what's so frustrating about this decision. Wherewithal to finish this on our terms.
You have been talking for quite some time about the significance of the Haqqani network that basically trains and builds its resources just over the border in Pakistan. They do that without really, any interference from anybody in Pakistan, and continue to fuel the fight against our troops in Afghanistan. They've now taken responsibility for this attack on the hotel, the Intercontinental Hotel in Kabul last night. What's your reaction to that? What does that tell us about the war now?
Well, the Haqqani network is going to be our priority during 2012, next year's fighting season. We take some of the forces in the south, reinvest them in the north, and make that the main effort. That is our plan. We have to defeat the Haqqani network to stabilize Afghanistan. Make no mistake about it. We're doing this sequentially because the president did not give Petraeus the 40,000 troops he requested back in 2009. He gave him 30,000. So we had to do the operation in the south first. Now we're doing the operation in the north next year. But with the pullout of those troops, it seems very challenging we'll be able to achieve the kind of ends that we want.
Do you think that this administration has the will and the desire to take out the Haqqani, and will they do that in the coming months, do you think?
Well, certainly this decision overall strategically reflects a lack of will on the part of the United States. Karzai government will react that way. The Pakistani government and military will react the same way, and so will the Taliban. Make no mistake about it. However we color it, they'll see the United States as running for the exits. Yeah. We'll do everything we can to dismiss that thought, certainly, in terms of how aggressive we'll fight and how determined we'll be. But that conclusion is being drawn in the region right now.
Yeah, very quickly, if you can, General, when you heard about this attack on the hotel, did it signal to you that the Haqqani network has taken this to a new level?
No, I don't think that's anything different than what they've always been trying to do. And we're in a military stalemate with them, and hopefully we'll be able to make that the main effort next year and turn that side up there that we need to against that network. Listen, they are very dangerous. They are fundamentally ruthless, and they operate in some of the toughest terrain in Afghanistan, from the Khyber Pass all the way towards Kabul.
All right, General Keane, it's always good to get your insight from all of your experience in your life, so we thank you. Good to see you, General.
Good seeing you, Martha.
All right.